Hello, I'm Rachael, and if you're listening, you probably already knew that. This is the fortnightly podcast where I talk about one of the 24 books suggested to me this year. This project was about getting back into reading and having something to talk about with my friends. 2 weeks into October, I'll be doing an episode on Erin Morgenstern's The Night Circus. Today's fortnightly suggestion was Akata Witch by Nnedi Okorafor. Dr. Okorafor has won everything from the Hugo to the Nebula for her take on Afrofuturism. You may recognize her name from the Binti trilogy and for her recent work on Marvel's comic Shuri, starring Black Panther's genius little sister. On my list of books to read, usually I have a name followed by a book. There is no one book next to her name. I expect my travels into her work will be an ongoing project in and of itself. Based on her previous works, I was surprised when I checked my local library to find this book in the section for middle schoolers. Although the reading level threw me off, it certainly didn't take away from how much I enjoyed this book. Thank you, Tanya, for the fun suggestion. And now, without further ado, I've always been fascinated by candles. Though Dr. Okorafor is widely known for her Afrofuturism, which is science fiction set in Africa or with an African protagonist, or simply with specifically African flair, she also calls herself a writer of African Jujuism in her Twitter bio. This is how I would describe Akata Witch. It is set in the present day, and the theme is much more magical than technical. Sunny is a 12-year-old girl who had been born in America and moved with her family back to Nigeria. Her name is ironic. She can't go into the sun without an umbrella because she has albinism. The title comes from a mean word her classmates used to describe her. Not witch. Akata apparently means bush animal and is frequently used to refer to black folks born outside of Africa. Because the author is Nigerian, I'm sure she knew that Nigerians would understand the title differently. She uses words throughout the book that are foreign, so I ended up needing to pause to look up the origin and what it meant a few times, which is really fun for me actually, and a great way to expand a middle schooler's vocabulary. In the beginning, Sunny is looking into a candle and sees the end of the world, which she talks about to a new friend she makes at school and an adjacent friend who lives in a hut near them both. The two figure out that Sunny is, like them, a leopard person. Not a shapeshifter like I originally thought, but another word for witch, shaman, magic user. A lot of reviewers call this book an African Harry Potter, and while there are similarities, the two are not really comparable. Sunny is a young magic user. She uses a knife instead of a wand to draw symbols that make things happen. She attends sort of a seminar to learn her magic. There's a constant background threat of a guy who's killing children. But Sunny has a large family, none of whom are magic users, and she still attends regular school. She's more like Hermione if you wanted to make a connection, I guess. It's always fun to read young adult fiction, especially when it lets you explore issues like bullying, family problems, trying to understand oneself, and also there's magic. And maybe the end of the world? I would like to give Akata Witch 10 out of 10. I'm already excited to get my hands on the second book, Akata Warrior. Thanks for joining me this week. I hope you're experiencing a lot of magic in 2012. Thanks, and Happy New Year. Like, not every book about kids and magic has to be compared to Harry Potter. As much time as I've spent thinking about which Hogwarts house I would be in, that doesn't mean the book is like a Nigerian Harry Potter, or that The Magicians is the adult Harry Potter, or that Percy Jackson is Harry Potter's summer camp. I'm gonna have to ask reviewers to please find a new book to attach themselves to, please.